Hi, Queen. Look at you, little goaty man. Look at us go. Yeah, you're a good buck. You're a good buck. And we have some picnic with us. Come. Yeehaw. Hi and welcome to this vlog and to the continuation of the winemaking video that I made earlier this spring. And here it is, the first wine for us for 2023. Here you go. This is the pure elderflower wine. And you can see here at the bottom that it is clearing up. It is already quite clear, I think. But it's getting even better, and we're not using any clearing agent. It was just fermenting for I think 3 months, I'm not really sure. And since this was the biggest amount of the 3 wines that I made, I started with putting this one on bottles, and I am super pleased with the taste. It has so much flower scent or perfume in it still, and I was very pleasantly surprised, because I usually don't like white wines. I want a strong and sweet and very berry flavored wine, but this one, I mean, the elderberry flower in itself has so much smell or taste to them. I think it's smell, I don't think you can taste them, but I think you can smell them. And it was just super pleasant. So I'm very happy we got a few bottles of this, and I'm gonna show you how the rest are doing up here. So the wines are done fermenting. We usually let them sit for at least a month without any bubbling going on, and this is just because they can just suddenly start again after they have not done anything for a few weeks. And now I'm holding this one so you can see a little bit of pressure is building. This one is the rose, and it is just, it has so much color to it. I hope you can really see it in the light. And unfortunately the rose one here got very too much sweet. I don't know what happened, but it's way too sweet. But I have an idea what I want to do with it, so that is going to be interesting to see how that turns out. I'm going to show you tomorrow when I'm done with just stopping the yeasting or the fermenting in them fully. And the other one, so this one is the elderberry and the pine. This in the bottom is all yeast. It's the fallout, and you can see how well the elderberry just, it clears up so nicely. You can see my hand through it. Compared to the rose one, it is just very clear already. It does have, well, it doesn't have too much sediment at the bottom, but it has some, and it has also stopped bubbling. You can see pressure building up now because I am shaking him a little bit. So what I'm gonna do tonight is just to put what you call a Camden tablet in these wines, so the yeast will not be fermenting anymore, or we will at least try. not to have it fermenting, because if it's fermenting in the closed bottles without an airlock, the bottles can explode. I think it's a little dramatic. I don't think they do that, but if you do all the steps that you need to do, I don't think it's a problem. So I am gonna pour some of that in them so they sit until tomorrow, when I can put these on their flasks that they need to be on. So I know I already showed you the elderflower wine, the pure elderflower, and you can see I was prepared with some stickers for the bottles, and this is for the rose hip, and this one is for a whole nother project that is going on and it's coming up. I really like making these stickers for the bottles, and this is the first time I got them with recycled paper, so they're not shiny at all, and I really like that. So here I have my wine set up, and here I have the Campden tablet, which really is a powder, and I am gonna pour just, I think, 4 grams for the big one, and then 2 grams or maybe just 1 gram for the little one here. And now you don't need this, but it's a good safety measure, I think, if you have a lot of sugar in it like we usually do. So now the wine will just stand here until tomorrow, till the Campden tablet has diffused and the yeast is hopefully ineffective. I don't think you can really kill the yeast, but it is rendered ineffective, hopefully. So I will say this, I am mostly doing projects I have never done before. But wine we have done several times, but we are definitely no masters of it. But it's really, really fun to play around with the sugar and what yeast you use and what you make the wine taste like and what different factors that interact with the flavor. And it was very interesting because when we first made the wine with the spruce tips, the elderflower and the spruce tip, it was exactly like ginger ale. The flavor was so lovely. Next year, when the elderflower blooms again, I will just make so much cordial with the elderflower and the spruce tips because it was delicious. But the flavor, unfortunately, is not at all like that when alcohol gets mixed in. So I'm not sure if I would use the spruce tip again, but that is the pleasure of doing this, the trial and error and finding new flavors that you like. So, and I'm really hoping for my creativity to kick in tomorrow with the rose wine because I have quite a few liters of it, so I hope we can still use it. They finally arrived. I ordered a few different bottles this time and the swing locks that you need for them. So I ordered these little guys because we wanted to try and make lemon and lime cello. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it's like a very acidic alcoholic drink, very sharp. So we needed small bottles for that. And I don't drink a whole lot of wine at the time, so I thought that a smaller bottle for the wine would be good to try because I always just take 1 glass in the evening and then I put the rest in the refrigerator, and then I usually don't drink a glass every day, so there is a few days between. So a smaller bottle I think is gonna be great. I am gonna put the hose down here in the bottle, and then I put this one in the wine, and just enough to put it on the surface, and then I will start pumping. There we go. Maybe it's too much now. Oh, it's way too much. Oh no. There we go. Oh. Okay, good. I can just hold it up. Okay, new bottle. There we go. And it smells lovely. It's really nice. It has been 2 weeks since I put the wine on bottles, and I really want a wine cellar or an earth cellar, and we're working on it. But for now, we just have it in a spare fridge that holds, you can see wine down there that we are tasting today, and it holds about 10 degrees fairly steady, so we're very happy with that. And we're not at all trying to age our wine or anything, but we like to store it cool, so we can just take a bottle every now and then that is ready. So on to the tasting. The first wines of 2023 are finally done, with both yeasting and just clearing up on the bottles. And we have the rosehip wine, and we have the elderflower wine, and we have the spruce tip infused elderberry wine. And we also have a little zucchini bread here to have in between the wines. So we are doing a real wine tasting today, even though we don't really drink fancy wines, but it's very cool that this is our homemade wines that we're trying. So we are really gonna do our best here today. So we are starting with the rosehip wine, and I thought this one got too sweet, but we have tried a little bit, and actually it feels like it's not too bad anymore. So this is pure rosehip, and just look at that color, or rosehip flower, of course, pure rosehip flower. Isn't that just amazing? You want some?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, let's see how this tastes. Okay, so as I said, I thought that this one got too sweet. We didn't add any extra sugar or anything. It really smells like the best rosé ever.
Yes, a very nice one. It's really rosé.
Yeah,
like rosé
yeah,
wine.
summer wine.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh. Bing.
Bing. Sweet.
It's still sweet, but it's not like overly sweet. But
Strong.
very, very strong. We did use the alcometer, or the alcohol measuring device that we have, and that gave us 20, which I don't think is correct. So we don't know how strong this one is. But I had an idea that we could make some sparkling, because this is sparkling, or
Like tonic water.
tonic water. So because it's so sweet, I'm gonna add a little tonic water,
Tiny bit.
tiny bit.
Thank
Like
you. Yeah.
And I thought we could actually enjoy this for like New Year's, because it's so sweet and we don't do champagne. It tastes like rose champagne. Oh my god, that's good.
That's really good. Very
So
good.
it really, the tonic, it's a little bitter in itself, so it cuts down the sugar very efficiently, and at the same time it makes it bubbling, which is just super pleasant. It does taste like roses. It tastes like rose champagne. Oh, 10 out of 10 for this one. I mean, this is a really good wine.
I think I'm gonna prefer the others actually, but we'll see.
Okay, next one up. I'm gonna try. Alltså it reminds me of asti. Asti. Really does. Okie doke. So the next one up is the elderflower. And you can see there's a little bit of that, I don't know what it is, but it has really cleared up in the bottle. Nice and clear white wine. Has a little bit of yellow in it. Little bit of yellow. But very nice. Clear.
There we go.
Elderflower.
That's fantastic.
I mean, I have struggled with the elderflower cordial to make it this perfumey. It is just amazing how it smells. You would smell this and you would think that this is just pure elderflower cordial. I cannot even smell the wine.
No, but
It doesn't smell like alcohol at all. It just smells like flower.
Sorry, but it really brings out the flowers, you know, like the.
I really don't smell any wine. I just smell elderflower.
Very nice.
Wow.
Let's try this. Chung.
I mean, I'm sure if I was a wine person, I would say this is a sweet wine. But for me, this is a perfectly balanced wine. It's not too sweet at all.
No, and it's a lot drier than the other one.
A lot drier than the other.
than-
We didn't put any extra sugar in any of these, just because, well, it took them so long to get ready to really get the yeast fully out there, because we go to the yeast is dead, like it cannot produce any more alcohol. Then we know it's finished, and then we bottle it up. Oh wow, I cannot believe it smells so much like flowers. I mean, not even a hint of wine in it, but you can taste that it is wine, of course.
For me, it almost tastes like this German wines, like a Riesling or something like that, like a
Yeah,
early wine. Something.
it would be perfect with a slice of lemon in. Perfect. A little bit of cake. Oh,
Yeah. I'll have a
perfect.
I'll have
It's
a piece
split.
of cake. I'm going to take it.
It's so good with the flour. This is just amazing. Oh, that's good. Oh, that is good. That is good. That is that is good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That we gotta do again. The rose one is also amazing, but you don't smell the rose, you just smell wine. This one, you only smell the elderflower.
Yeah, the taste is great. It's like there is sweetness definitely, but it's a lot drier. It's like a half dry wine. You know what I mean?
But definitely like Riesling. Perfect for desserts because it has that flowery bouquet.
Or maybe fish.
Fish, it would be too sweet, I think.
No.
I would prefer a dry one. Not so flowery.
Salmon soup.
Oh yeah,
or
okay. Salmon, yes. So I'm gonna pour the last wine that we made, and this one is an elderflower and with some spruce infusion. And let's see how it looks. When I bottled it, it was a slightly bit more yellow than the other one. I don't know if you can see it in this light. But actually, no, it looks exactly the same, I think.
They're very similar.
They're very, very similar, yeah.
Don't taste very similar, I think.
No, they taste very, very different. Okay, so this is the last one that I thought of making last minute. I really want to do more with spruce tips because we have so many out in the forests. And I mean, I said that the other one, that the elderflower smelled a lot like elderflower, but you can definitely smell the spruce tip in this one. It doesn't at all smell like elderflower. It smells like something else.
Not at all.
No,
There's no elderflower in there. It's actually spruce.
Yeah.
Sprucey.
And it's so crazy because it has a bit of bitterness, and I'm guessing that is it actually smells a little bit like tonic to me because there is like a bitter end in it. But you can definitely taste the citrus.
Oh, yeah, it's very citrusy.
It's very citrusy, bitter citrusy.
Maybe a lot of C vitamin. Spruce tip. Healthy wine.
Yeah, this is the one I like the least because it's that like bitter tanginess at the end. It's very much like tonic.
Yeah.
It smells like tonic water, or it tastes like tonic water.
I have to say this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird we can be like that. But this is... You can really smell the pine. Once it gets a little air, you can really smell the pine, the spruce.
Is it
a lot.
Yeah, but it's not like any normal wine I've tried. So
Definitely not.
Like,
No. This is
very
special.
different.
Yeah.
I need to do that sour beer. Spruce tip sour beer.
Because you can really taste how it's gonna taste like with this. This is the one that really smelled like beer when we bottled it. But now it smells like wine, but...
Maybe sea buckthorn wine.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be something. We do have some. So that was the first wines of 2023. And I enjoy all of them. They're very nice. I think I prefer the elderflower or the rose. But I know I'm gonna enjoy all of them, and the tastes are gonna develop over time while they are storing in the bottles. But it is just, it's so cool to taste, because when you make the actual cordial that is gonna turn into wine, it doesn't taste remotely like the end product. It can go bitter, or it can go sweet, or it can just vanish altogether. It really depends on how the wine turns out at the end, how it's gonna taste. That was so cool having a wine tasting of our own wines. It's gonna be very fun to see what we can make with some different kind of ingredients. And we do have 4 liters of blueberries in the freezer that we picked at the nature reserve. That I think is gonna be the next batch of wine. And we're also looking into making some cider from our apples. We initially wanted to go pick some wild apples at a nature reserve, but some cows got the most of them. But we do have some in the freezer that we're gonna turn into cider for Christmas, I think. So that is gonna be so cool, trying a berry wine.
Well, hello, fine sir. Would you mind tasting a zucchini bread? Oh. Want some more? Chuk, chuk, chuk.
It was so fun to try our own wine and to make wine again. And we have done this before, but we never really know how it's gonna turn out, if we're gonna like it a lot, or if we're not gonna like it, or if it's gonna be too sugary, or if it's not gonna be too sugary. It's always an experiment. But even though it's so much nicer than buying stuff from the store, because I usually don't like the wines I can get from the store. I really do prefer my own, and it's just so much fun to make as well. So I hope this gave you a little information about what kind of wine that we made and how it tasted. And I think the next one up is gonna be cider for us, or apple wine. I think a mulled apple wine, I think you call it. A spiced wine with some cinnamon or something, with pumpkin spice maybe, for Christmas is gonna be really nice. And also the blueberry wine, I think, is gonna be very cool to taste. I have chosen a little spot here right alongside the road, and I brought some rose wine in a glass. And I also got some drop scones that I made this morning. They're like crumpets. They're delicious. And for Bebop, I got him some assorted flowers because he likes flowers. And it is some Esther, the purple one, and the yellow one are black-eyed Susans, and then we have some red sunflower. Right now he is snacking au naturel. And then I also got him some rye, I don't know what you call this, knäckebröd. These are some rye bread. Bebop is having an argument with a tree. Oh. Yep, it's good that I build my bridles to last. That is good.